How's it going, guys? What I wanted to do in this video is actually a size comparison between two different pistols. Over here I have one of my Glock 19s, and over here I have the Canik TP9 DA. Both of these are a very popular firearm in today's world, and this is especially the Glock 19. I think that this is possibly one of the most popular concealed carry firearms on the market worldwide. This is used by law enforcement agencies around the world and is without a doubt a very reliable, a very popular firearm. And just as you can see, there is no magazine and there is nothing in the chamber. The same with the Canik. You can see there, no magazine, nothing in the chamber. Now the Caniks, if you have been watching any of my recent videos, these firearms have been catching a lot of attention over the last few years. They are a firearm that has come to the market and has been exploding in popularity. These firearms are a great option for concealed carry, for home defense, and that sort of thing. And what I wanted to do basically is just a little bit of comparison between these two. I know everyone has their own personal choice. I would like to know yours down in the comments below, guys. Let me know which of these two firearms you like. Personally, me, I like both. That's why I own both. Now, there are some differences, however. Of course, if you are familiar with the Glocks, you are certainly familiar with the Glock trigger. Love it or hate it. Some people hate it, some people don't mind it. There's a lot of folks out there that will get a Glock and then change everything about it, and if you are someone who goes in and changes everything about your gun, you clearly don't like your gun. As for me, this is pretty much all stock, all factory, with the exception of the excess big dot sights that I added back a couple of years ago. I've got videos on that. You guys can go back and check it out. Now the Canik, however you say it, Jonic, whatever, this is America, so we'll say Canik. The DA model is one that has the double strike capability. Basically, after you press that trigger the first time and you begin a second long press, if it were to not fire, it will actually cock and try the second strike capability. That is something that is different on this particular model compared to some of the others that Canik has. Some people prefer that long double action press for that first shot, especially when they go to carry it. Personally, me, I like that short, crisp action that you get in single action mode. That's just my preference. However, this is still a wonderful firearm. I actually have been carrying this one recently, and it has been working out for me very well. Now, a big advantage to the Caniks over most of your Glocks. Now, there's something that a lot of people will beat up on Glock about. The Caniks have a very solid sight. I mean, it's a metal sight that is on this firearm, and that's something that you can use for certain types of manipulation. If you were to ever take some fighting pistol classes, you would actually be racking that off of your belt or your holster, that sort of thing. Now, with the Glock factory sights, that's something that you're typically not going to want to do, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people will go and replace them. However, there are many Glock models out there on the market that already have upgraded sights for you. It just really depends on what you get as the options for your firearm. Okay, if you're going to go to your local FFL, they may or may not have these in stock that have an upgraded sight. Now, of course, these are not something that I bought like this. I actually bought these sights and replaced them myself. But you can get aftermarket sights already factory installed on your Glocks. You know, just check around to the various suppliers, your FFLs, that sort of thing. If you're wanting a particular one, most of your FFLs will be more than happy to order you a particular model. So that is your choice. Now let's do a quick size comparison between these two. And we're going to do just the back-to-back comparison there. You can see the rear of the slides are fairly even. And of course, the front of the slides are very similar in length. There is just a little bit more length, of course, in the Canik. Now, the grip is where we will see some differences as well. Now, the grip of these two, you can kind of see the difference. You know, trying to keep the beaver tails even. you can see a little bit of difference there. The grip length on the Canik is typically closer to the Glock 17 size, more of the full size carry models, and it's also just a little bit taller, again keeping the size, keeping the beaver tail even. You can see here how much higher the bore axis is on the Canik compared to the Glock. Now, it's not a great deal, but that is something that some people may be concerned about. However, the ergonomics of it, personally me, I really like the way the Canik feels in my hands. I think that it is just very ergonomic, the way that it feels in my hands. The Glock has the grip, of course it's just a little bit different angle. Some people like it, some people hate it. Now I do have the medium beaver tail installed on mine. This is something I have on both of my Glock 19s. That's just for me. I really like that beaver tail when I go to draw. It kind of helps to make sure that I do not get too high when I go to draw to where I can get that slide bite. Okay, that's a very important consideration for any defensive firearm. Okay, I do not want to grab that gun up high to where there is some interference from my hand. Now, I've never really had that issue with Glocks without using the beaver tail. However, just as a little bit of added protection, I went ahead and added the medium on my firearms as just for that just added benefit. But they both work well. I regularly carry this very often. It is possibly one of the guns that I carry the most, along with my G43X. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it in some of my videos. This one, a recent carry with it, I have had it to the range and have put several rounds through it, and it has been doing great. It is a very accurate firearm, very manageable on the recoil. Now the muzzle flip on this compared to the Glock is unnoticeable in my opinion. Now of course it does have that slightly higher axis, but with it being just a little bit longer, with it being just maybe a little heavier, it's kind of hard to say. They feel about the same weight. Actually this feels just slightly lighter, but the fact is there is no noticeable difference in muzzle flip between these two for me. It's just a something that you guys may be aware of, that longer grip or whatever it is. It is a very reliable firearm. I have, as of yet, not had any issues with reliability. It has been very reliable. Of course, my Glock just as well. Of course, I have a lot more rounds through this firearm than I do pretty much any other firearm that I own. And you can kind of see this Glock has got quite a bit of wear. That's not some kind of a paint job that I have had done on this gun. This is something from that it has picked up over the years from having it on me so regularly. You can see the holster wear, that sort of thing. So this gun is very, very regularly carried, and I love it. I do not own firearms I don't like. That's why I have such a wide variety, and I really like both of them. Now if you're trying to decide between these two, I'm probably not going to be able to recommend one over the other. I'm just telling you a comparison between two very popular firearms right now. You know, the Glock, the tried and true, been out for quite a few decades, and of course the Canik, kind of the new kids on the block, but they are making a lot of waves in firearms community just because of their reliability and the way that they seem to be doing. I mean, it's just amazing as far as the grip. They are very, very responsive to customer complaints, or I'm not going to say complaints, customer suggestions, customer wants, customer desires. Feedback from customers drive what Canik is doing. I mean, there's a lot of newer models that they have out that are, you know, they are really heavily influenced by the feedback that they have been getting from customers. They're doing what they can to give people what they want in a firearm. Now, as far as Glock, if you like Glock, you like Glock. There's no bones about it. There's no debating it. You either like them or you don't. Personally, me, I like them. That's why I have so many of them. And it is a firearm that is, in my book, well respected. It is very reliable. The Caniks, everything I have seen about them, everything as far as my limited experience with this firearm, it has been very reliable as well. I've not had any issues whatsoever. The only issues that I had with my Glock 19, I have had some ammo issues in the past, buying bulk pack ammo shooting that, and of course it was obvious it was ammo issues, ammo related. Just a couple of the malfunctions that I did have with it. Other than that, very reliable. You know, I have many thousands of rounds through this firearm, and it has been extremely reliable. But guys, this is just a little bit of a comparison that I wanted to do between these two firearms, and I would like to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Which of these two would you prefer? As I had asked earlier, I would really like to know. You can see the difference in the grip length there, and of course the height. If we were to put the height even between these two, of course you can see that grip length even a little bit more, but to keep it even as far as how it's going to fit in your hand, I want to keep that beaver tail very close together, and that way you can kind of get a little bit better overall size comparison. But guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the rest of the videos on my channel. Be sure to subscribe, leave me a comment below, like the video, visit my website at boomsticktactical.com, and we will see you next time.